Hello and what's up Wednesday? Welcome to Air and Ash. I'm Ashley and I'm just gonna share another intuitive video with you guys today. It's funny, I've been doing these videos now for literally over 2.5 years, which is absolutely insane. And sometimes I question why I'm even doing them anymore, but I seem to be giving at least some people some help and some messages. I think also it can be difficult even in person for sometimes people to connect in this way, and I believe that in a lot of cases we all go through, like I said in some of my other videos, we go through a lot of other random things that we all go through, and sometimes it can just be difficult to human 101 or know things that we should, I think, know. So today I was journaling, and this is where I'm going to share from today, was about our perception of our experiences and how important it is actually to just recognize that sometimes taking a step back from the experience will give us way more insight than actually focusing on the experience itself. So what I mean by that is that whether an experience is good or bad, however you're perceiving it, all of it is constantly giving us information about ourselves. So whether you have a good experience or a bad experience, you are now learning something that you desire or that you don't desire, something that you feel like you're missing, something that you feel like you have enough of. Every individual experience allows us to have more information about ourselves and what we want in our lives and what we don't want in our lives. And all we have to do is, one, stop moving so fucking fast and pay attention. Our world is built to move 1,000,000 miles a minute and be constantly distracted, including social media. So just so you know, I have turned off my notifications at this point for pretty much all of my social media. So I will go on and check my DMs and everything else when I have available space and time. Otherwise, I am no longer getting messages on my screen anymore. Why? Because I cannot even hear myself and pay attention if I'm constantly reopening, like Instagram, for example. And I know that these social media outlets are designed to create sort of addictive behaviors where we just can't get enough of it. And I think it's hilarious because I'm obviously sharing on here, right? But I've literally been off of the app for the most of the day because I have wanted to do other things with my attention. So that's one of the ways that I am experiencing one thing, which is like sometimes this feeling of overwhelm and not wanting to be accessible or reachable. And rather than taking it as a good or bad situation, I'm taking a step back and going, what am I learning from this? How is it making me feel when I'm done scrolling Instagram for 2 hours? And yes, I do that. Instead of even watching TV or watching a movie I want to watch, you know? So these, like I said, I don't really know if there is such a thing as like considering it good or bad, because it's really just teaching us something. And pick any situation that's been highlighted for this week for you. Any situation. Take a step back and go, what did I learn about myself in that? Was it something that I want to experience again? Is it something that I'm not willing to experience again? Is this person somebody I want in my life? Is this person not somebody I want in my life? And it's about asking those questions to gain the information in the fine line that it's just sitting there. There's all this information about what we want in our worlds and what we don't, and about ourselves and what we desire and what we don't. And we're just sort of moving so quickly past it and chopping things up to being good or bad, and then give me the next experience. I just don't feel like it's serving us very well, and I'll speak for myself obviously, but I just think as human beings, there's so much more. There's so much more that we can be enjoying, be learning, be experiencing. And frankly, the only way that I even start to kind of gain that perspective is when I sit still long enough. When I sit still with nobody in my frame of reference, when I'm not thinking about the very next thing I need to do before I'm even done with the thing in front of my face. Sit still. Be quiet for a moment. Ask yourself a few questions just about what you're currently even experiencing. Or shit, even just the way you feel right now. How do I feel right now? I would love for you to ask yourself that if you're watching this. How do I feel right now about either what I've accomplished today or what I have ahead of me today, depending on when you're watching this? And a few little bubbles, answers will just pop up to the surface and come up. And all we have to do is literally listen and go, hey, with this experience, I'm already experiencing it as a negative way, and I haven't even had this moment yet. How do I change that? Learn some things about what your mind, body, soul is telling you you do and do not want to do. And yes, that means you can absolutely cancel people out of your life. You do not have to answer every message. You do not have to go to that thing and that stuff and whatever. And yes, you might still have to go to work, and you might still have to, pick your kids up from daycare, like whatever it is. But it doesn't mean that there's other things that you can, that you don't have control over, right? That you don't have choice over. So maybe just changing that frame of reference of how we're experiencing our world and the information that is just constantly accessible to us if we're willing to just stop moving and listen. So yeah, I hope this helps. And like I said, I think a lot of our perspective and perception of things is simply asking ourselves questions. So get a piece of paper and ask yourself a few questions today, maybe. All right. What do you want to bring into your world next, and what are you willing to leave behind? All right. I hope you guys enjoyed this week's What's Up Wednesday, and I will be back again most likely next week. Okay, bye.